Hello and welcome to my channel today. Thanks to the kindness of my patrons, I have some yummy new character customizations to share with you. There are new faces and hairstyles for all the races live in-game right now, which arrived on the 1st of December, and in this video we are going to look at each and every one of them. There are timestamps below for your convenience, so let's tarry not and dive into some delicious Guild Wars 2 eye candy goodness. Starting with the miniature masters of the Guild Wars universe, the Asura. Male Asura have never been guilty of adhering to mainstream beauty standards, but these bold little megalomaniacs have always had a striking and unique aesthetic. There are 3 new faces and hairstyles to choose from. The new faces are a breath of fresh air for Asura players who have had some of the most limited character customization options in the game. I'm quite a fan of the Deadeye look myself. On to the hair, and the top knot style has some lovely decorative features, but the headband does not react much to dyes. The dragon banded braided up style is a lovely looking messy style, and the dragon dye's a treat. But my favourite of the hairstyles by far is the braided ponytail for its simplicity and sleek look. Some of the hair accessories are more customizable than others, and I'm sure there are more styles to come with End of Dragons. Well, at least fingers crossed. The female Asura has, like the male, 3 new face options to choose from, and they're all a lot softer and more traditionally symmetrical, aesthetically pleasing than previous iterations of the female face. My personal favourite being the painted eye variant. I do love the female Dobby face. That's obviously not its real name. It has a softer aesthetic than traditional Asuran faces. And again, there are 3 new hairstyles for the discerning lady genius about town. The crown top knot is sleek and neat. The ribboned wrap dual braided option has a soft air about it, but my favourite for its sheer magnificence is the intricate multi-braided bun style, which is just bonkers. Let me know your favourite Asura looks in the comments down below. On to the steampunk grunge-loving Charr. The art team have echoed the ancient guardian lions, also known as, and I'm probably going to butcher this, Kumanu-ish, or something that I can actually say, foo dogs, in at least 2 of the 3 new Charr faces, although I am getting an Asian dragon vibe as well from these new looks. Maybe that's just me. In my opinion, I think these are some of the best face options I have ever seen for the male Charr. There are 3 new hairstyles to match the new faces, and all rendered to perfection. The braided neat look is lovely for the more manicured Charr. There is the top knot Charr variant with dyeable hairpin. I like the shorter style at the back, which retains the highly detailed look of all the Charr hairs. Finally, the neck-hugging, multi-knotted, shaggy style has a great deal of depth in its shading. Honestly, the detail in all the new hairstyles is just sumptuous, and I am in awe of the skilled Anet art team. Well done, guys. This looks great. Onto the female Charr, who also has that same foo dog dragoness aesthetic, but as is often the case with the female Charr, it is much more subdued, unfortunately. I flicked through a number of hues and patterns for the female Charr to show off the effect on the new faces. Honestly, I could play for hours in the Guild Wars 2 character creator. The new hairstyles and faces for the Charr are very, very welcome and well worth consideration. Hopefully, fingers crossed, more will follow in End of Dragons. Onto the female Charr hairstyles, which are similar to the males, but with a bit more movement and considerably more bows. Now, I do love the braided style here with its dyeable hair and ties as well. If you are looking for a leaner, less exotic cut, this last style has you covered. It's simple and unadorned for the minimalist Charr. Let me know what you think about the Charr's new looks in the comments below. Up next is the most prolifically represented race in game, humans, and they have been given the most facial options of all the races, 6 in total, and I think it's safe to say that End of Dragons will be a love letter to Asian culture and aesthetic. The care and attention to detail shown in these faces is simply beautiful and inspiring and long overdue in the, wider gaming universe. More representation, more diversity, all wonderful things, and I'm overjoyed to be showcasing that here. The hairstyles for the male number 3, and the band on the top knot doesn't take dyes well. The messy ponytail with earrings is rather lovely, and the earrings actually mirror your avatar's hair. Messy top bun style is here for anyone who's looking for that, bed-haired aesthetic. I have included the sweeped back style too, because honestly I can't remember if it's new or not, but hey, just in case. The ladies as well get 6 new faces to choose from, and they are all richly detailed, strikingly different, and utterly lovely. Outside the video, I have delved into the finer controls of the faces. You can change their appearance in very meaningful ways, but sadly, doing that for each of these face variants would take too long. That kind of granular detail I just don't have the time for here, sadly. Now, there are 3 new hairstyles, unsurprisingly, starting with the loose cropped style, whose dye behaviour / channels I think need tweaking. They're not working at the moment. But I do like the style. Next up is the now standard top knot style, which is identical to the male version. I also really like to see this. Unisex hairstyles are awesome. The last style up is an intricate braided updo, and by far my favourite of all the new human female styles. Onto the most loved denizens of the Shiver Peaks, the Norn. And in a surprise to no one, the Norn male has 3 new faces to choose from. Now, personally, I do like the scarred cheek design best, but overall I feel that the differences in the Norn faces lack the diversity that I saw in the human models. I think I've been a bit spoilt by how wonderfully diverse they were. I do hope the art team has time and opportunity to add more options for the Norn in End of Dragons. The Norn male has, again, 3 new hairstyles, starting with, of course, the top knot with its decorative banded crown, the thick banded high ponytail. I think somehow it clashes with the masculinity of the face. The last style is the head-banded, man bun, which is, I think, the most universally usable of all the new hairstyles, but honestly, none of these styles really float my boat. Now, the Norn female, like the others, has 3 new faces, which I hope will be increased with the End of Dragons. That said, the new face options are truly lovely, and I am grateful for any increase in customization. Although I have to be honest, with all the ink options that the Norn has, it has one of the most expansive customization sets in the game. But I'd love to see more faces because they're awesome. Onto the new hairstyle, starting with the insanely intricate braided style that sits very high on the top of the head. I love how insanely detailed it is. Next up is a more sleek banded pleated option with a fringe or bangs in the American vernacular, which also has some jeweled accessories. And lastly, the very neat, sleek and braided back bun with large ornamentation. This is really... Finally, we come to the elves of the Guild Wars universe, the Sylvari. Now, again, there are 3 new faces for the male Sylvari, and they brought, to my mind at least, that haunting aesthetic I saw in the elves portrayed by Guillermo del Toro in Hellboy 2. Great film, well worth a watch, because there's kind of an uncanny quality to Sylvari faces. Their beauty is strange, it's exotic, echoing both flora and fauna. And of course there are 3 new hairstyles for the male. First up is the short ponytailed headbanded style. Not keen on this one myself. Next up is the long sleek lotus topped style. And if you're a fan of short do's, the last one, the top knot variant with the, I'm gonna say, succulent crown. It looks like a succulent to me, and it's the only part that can be separately, independently dyed. The lower part of the hairstyle is determined by the Sylvari skin. And here we have the new Sylvari faces. For the female, my first ever character was a Sylvari Elementalist, which I still play today. And 2 of the 3 faces are some of the most human I've seen in the new added faces. And I have actually changed the look of all my Sylvari in light of these new customizations. So, you know, I put my money where my mouth is and I changed my Sylvari for these. Onto the hair, and I am totally in love with this. Almost to me looks like a 1940s style sweeping updo with its quirky single leaf colour variation. Next up is another beautiful style. It's a looped ribbon-esque tresses with flower adornments. And the last style of the video is a swept back low bun with leaf fringe / bangs, which is glorious. I absolutely adore this style. Do let me know what you think of all these new looks and your wish list for customizations for End of Dragons. I want everybody to be able to have ink. That would be awesome. And ink is a traditional part of Asian culture as well, so fingers crossed. And honestly, in respect of hair, I would love to see the devs giving players access to mirrored versions of all the hairstyles we see here today. That would be pretty amazing, but again, I think I'm sounding like a little bit of a spoilt brat, and I am honestly just overjoyed that we have some new looks in the game again. I think it's been too long. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please do like, share, and subscribe, all of which helps the channel enormously. I could not make this content without the kindness and support of my patrons, and I am in their debt. Always. Thank you all so much. If you would like to support the channel, there are links to my Patreon page below, and whilst I am ill and unable to make as much content as I would really like, this resource has kept the channel going, so I am more grateful to you all of you patrons and watchers alike. Thank you all so very much. Now, if you're planning on playing End of Dragons, there are referral links below where you can buy all the expansions and pre-order End of Dragons and sign up for the free-to-play game as well. Using these referral links costs you not a penny more, but thanks to the kindness of ArenaNet, does support the channel directly. But sadly, we have come to the very end, so please, please, until we meet again, stay safe, stay awesome, and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.